What is up, guys? It's Mitchell or Deity, and today we're going to be going over the current banners. Diene's on banner right now. She is very good. I'm going to be talking about whether or not you should pull her, give my 2 cents on her, show her. I'm on my main account right now. We are going to go check out Rinak, though. She just got announced this morning. We're going to have a new video to check out with that. But before we get into that, one really funny, cool thing, I guess, is the Epic 7 thing. I opened up the Epic 7 official, whatever you call it here, YouTube channel, and I'm here. I saw my face. So that's cool. They're putting like a bunch of different creators. So if you guys are looking for Epic 7 creators to check out their content, there you go. You can go see who all makes content on this game. Victune's really good. I like him a lot. Samul is a OG content creator. There's some people here I do not know. If you're Spanish creator or looking for Spanish creators or different languages, you probably find some within here as well. Grass Angel is the most consistent Epic 7 content creator. So lots of different people you can find through there if you are curious. But we're going to check out Rinak. So oh, I can actually hear this in my ears. I'm not used to hearing when I watch videos. Okay, so what do we got? She builds herself up. That's all I know. So that's cool, I guess. Sick. I'm excited because she's supposed to stun herself. The potential of using her with the character Dragon King Sharoon, it's ML5, seems pretty cool. I am excited to try that combo out because it just sounds hilarious. But overall, she's a really good design character. I named the new guild for the new account for the new player series I'm making, or guide account. The guild's name is Rinak's Toes. Not my choice. All right, so she is a thief of earth element. There we go. Dude, the art's so good. Her character design is one of the best. Having these characters come from the artifacts. The thing is, we've had these artifacts since the release of the game, and seeing these characters on them, we're like, we're never going to get them. It's very cool. We're finally getting 129 base speed. Holy mackerel. That's Ran. That's the highest base speed in the game. Kayron Ran. Okay. Spells all buffs before decreasing combat radius by 30% and inflicts Pilfer. Gives increased attack and gets an extra turn. It's kind of nice. So real quick before this, so Pilfer decreases attack, health, and defense by 20%. Grants spoils to the attacker, applies to heroes only, and remains even after dying. Well, because she off whatever's herself at some point. Unaffected by effect resistance or whether or not the attack hits. That's super nice. So, ooh, that's really nice on the ability. Now, the Soul Burn effect ignores effect resist. That's nice too. But yeah, so with Pilfer, even if you don't Soul Burn, this is still going to guaranteed land. That's pretty cool. If the opponent has immunity, though, I guess you would need a Soul Burn to strip the immunity guaranteed, but you have to hit to strip the immunity. So it's still countered by immunity, essentially, I think. A little weird on that, but now the skill 3 spoils increase attack, health, and defense by 20%, can stack up to 4 times. Upon death, dispels Pilfer from all enemies. So when she dies, though, applies to heroes only and remains even after dying. So that means on the enemy, when the enemy dies, they get revived, they still have Pilfer on them. But if she dies, the Pilfer gets removed. Okay, but she's a high base speed character. That already makes her potentially viable, and she has a combat readiness pushback on single target, which is pretty nice, I gotta say. That ability right there makes her to where you can use her and have fun with her if you really try your hardest. That's a very long skill. My goodness. Okay, so here we go. I want to see it. All right, well, this is her skill 2. That's kind of nice. Okay, so the skill 3, that was her skill 2. The skill 3 nimbly attacks the enemy, penetrates target's defense, but cannot trigger critical. Oh my gosh. Wait, this character seems fun. You don't have to build her with crit, and you can build her nuclear speed. Damage done increases proportional to caster's speed. After attacking, triggers a security sensor by a mistake, dispelling all buffs from the caster, inflicting stun for 1 turn, and inflicts 7,000 fixed damage on all enemies. Fallen Cecilia is going to mitigate that, but that's really nice. I don't know, it's fun. I think that's a fun character. For characters that have evasion, it's just going to do raw damage to them without hitting. Not bad. What is you guys' consensus on this? I thought she was going to be a terrible character. And then I opened this. I haven't seen her skill kit before this. Actually doesn't seem bad at all. So let's go ahead, and I want to see the skill 3. It's weird they start with the skill 2, but I guess that's the order you would do the skills on, so it makes sense. Okay. That's not bad for a character you can build nuclear speed and have Dragon King Sharoon as your follow-up. This seems kind of fun. Am I delusional right now? Attacks the enemy with a dagger, penetrates the target's defense, but cannot trigger critical hit. Damage still increases proportionally caster's speed. So yeah, I mean, build her on crit chance or crit damage, just pure effectiveness attack, or if you want to do some bulk, you can. That gives you multiple options for your build. So those of you guys that have that weird gear that's really high speed that doesn't work on your core general damage dealers, kind of nice. I like her a lot. I was not expecting this when I started this video. Okay. And no, this is not a sponsored video. I'm not a salesman for this. If this character was terrible, I would say she's terrible. But I think she looks pretty good. So the artifact's going to increase attack by 10% for Thieves. At the end of turn, when the caster has a debuff, increase combat radius by 15% and grants stealth for 2 turns. I mean, not really usable on anybody but her, but seems decent on her. Her going to stealth for 2 turns. The problem is, can you get a barrier on her? The thing with barrier is going to be, it'll keep you in stealth until the barrier breaks. You lose stealth when you actually take damage of your HP bar. So if you have barrier, keeps you in stealth. Doesn't seem that bad. I haven't thought too much about what her best in slot artifact would be, but this would just work on her. There's definitely options you could do. Overall, though, I like her. What do you guys think? If you are existing players with the game, let me know, because I'm curious if I am delusional on this. But now the next part of the video that I wanted to talk about is going to be Diene. Okay, so on the current banner, we are going to have Guard Captain Crow. He seems nice. I did pull him on one of the guide accounts. Those of you guys that don't know, I'm making an Epic 7 guide step-by-step, day-by-day kind of thing. And then from there, just to get you guys' account stabilized and get into the game, and I can try to help you enjoy it and use the least amount of resources to set up everything, so then you can go wild on your own at a certain point. But with this, I am doing a free-to-play series as well. So I'm streaming one account and making a guide series on another account. So I'm playing 2 brand new Epic 7 accounts on top of my main account. With that, as you see, I had like 17,000 or 100 stamina. Not doing the best job on my main account, but I'm going to be uploading a series, a daily series going over, not daily, but close to daily, of the stream account that I am playing on right now. As I progress that a little bit more, I'll be going in, I'll be showing my Guild War fights, doing some RTA, doing some gear crafting sessions. I have an editor now for those videos. I will just send those videos over to them. They will edit them, send them back. It'll be higher quality content. And I've tried to do this in the past. I tried to do a free-to-play series, but overall the quality and just the state of the game at the time, it just wasn't worth putting the time into, and I wasn't having fun doing that. This, I'm having a ton of fun. I love this new update, all these new characters. We got a ton of new buffs over the last week. Or yeah, it was a little over a week ago, 8 days ago. Everything about the game right now is in a spot that I am really enjoying. The thing is, if I don't enjoy a game, I just won't play it. So now that will be coming. So I have pulled Crow and I pulled Diene on that account. I will be showing them off. Those of you guys that already went ahead and pulled them, I think they're both very usable. I think Crow's going to be really nice for those of you that are getting into the game that don't have Afternoon Soak Flan. It gives you somewhat of a pseudo counter to her potentially. And then Diene. Diene is just a general support. She can be used in PvE. One thing with Crow is get his artifact, though. His artifact's very good. I will talk about that in a second. But Diene is going to be a solid limited character. You'll see limited summon here. With limited characters, they only come around on limited banners. The thing is, Crow is a regular Covenant character. You can summon him at any time randomly. Okay, that's one really important thing, is always focus your bookmarks on limited. Now, also, if you do not have 605 bookmarks, do not summon on a character. If you are at least Skystones plus bookmarks. Because you will not reach pity. It costs 605 bookmarks to pity a character or 12,000 Skystones. Either one of those works, but the thing is, we may have some stuff upcoming. Every time you summon on a character and are out of resources, then you have to be worried that something's good coming while you're trying to recuperate those resources you lost. Now, if you don't pity the character and you get them in 10 summons, that's fantastic. You stop summoning. One thing with summons is when you summon on a banner, once you get the character, you stop right there. Diene especially, because her artifact isn't that great. It's okay if you get it, you can put it on her, especially as a new player, gives you something to use. But again, stop summoning the moment you get one character. Summoning for imprints is not worth it unless you're a whale and spending a ton of money. If you are summoning on a character and you get the character before the artifact, but you really want the artifact, you click shop in the bottom right. You're going to scroll down and go to your Powder of Knowledge. You have the ability to buy these artifacts within here. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this artifact because it's really good. It's very, very strong, and I think it will have long-term multiple use cases. So the more of these you have, the better, but just making sure you get one is nice because it's not a limited artifact. Diene's artifact, it increases effect rest by 25%, heals all allies by 5% after using non-attack skill. It's okay. It does give you some extra stat. It does give you an artifact option, but this is not, I'm not going to tell you to go out of your way to buy that. If you're going to buy one artifact and you're a newer player, I would suggest buying Krau's artifact, especially if you pulled Krau, but I just see this artifact being higher value. Or you can save for upcoming things that you know you'll use better. That's the best advice I can give, is if you don't know where you're going to use a character, just don't summon on them. Unless you hear everybody saying, like, not just go to one person and ask, should I summon this character? They say yes, go summon it. See if that's the general consensus around streams, other content creators. Just do your research before pulling. Okay, that's the best thing to go into with that. Now, with Diene, I'll go ahead and show mine. I don't know how good mine is overall, but I'll talk about just if you're a new player, a couple options. You can use her on her own artifact. I have mine on Eternus. It makes it to where she gets a combat readiness push whenever she is debuffed. So it's a pseudo counter, or kind of decent counter to Moonlight Luna. When Moonlight Luna rips her skill, I will cut up and be able to cleanse that. So the thing with Diene's skills is her skill 3 is a cleanse, which is amazing. Any kind of support character in Epic 7 is always high value because they can be played in multiple positions in PvP. The thing with both Guard Captain Krau and Diene they are both primarily PvP units. Diene you can use in a couple of the PvE stages, which I will showcase later, but overall, both PvP focused characters, as are most characters in Epic 7. The PvE is clearable and pretty easy with just the free characters they give you. They do sell a couple luxury units that come out that are on banner, but otherwise, you don't really ever summon on characters for PvE. You just, if you're a PvE player, you summon on them because you like them. You think they're a cool character design. That's the overall general thing. Once you get your PvE team set up, you don't change them unless you just are bored and want to mess with them. You can. But overall, it gives increased crit hit resistance, which is great. Whenever a character tries to attack you, they're going to lose 50% crit rate, or essentially, and then when they don't crit, they lose all their crit damage bonus, which is amazing. So any kind of character like Bloodblade Karen or say Janua that rely on getting critical hits, this will mitigate that damage severely, but at an RNG chance. Now, the next one is better though. The skill, this is a new skill implemented, increases penetration resistance by 50%. That makes it to where any character is going to be penetrating defense. For example, you have your Janua skill 3. Whenever it goes, it will penetrate all defense. It's why, it's a skill 1 and the skill 2. When he procs the extra, or no, it is a skill 3. But whenever he is half HP, he does the skill 1 and then does the skill 3 as a secondary hit whenever he has his buff. But whatever I'm trying to say with that is it will have the damage taken from that essentially. It's really, really nice. Or does it have it? It has the penetration at least, but it reduces the damage a ton. So there's another character, Dragon Bride Senya, Moonlight 5. Having this buff up against her will make her hit for... It still hits decently hard, but compared to her regular damage, you don't take anything. It's super, super nice, and as a general support character for a new player, it widens your roster in terms of characters you can fight against, and Diene can be picked in most teams that you try to utilize in PvP. And this skill 3 has Dispel all debuffs. So that's the idea of Diene, and how I'm going to be using her as a newer player on the other account is I'm going to put Eternus on her, and whenever the opponent picks a character that's going to apply a debuff to me, but doesn't have a way to follow up that debuff, I'm going to try to build the fastest Diene I can, put Eternus on, and try to cut and cleanse to get rid of those debuffs as fast as possible. Okay, so once that is done, a lot of people go higher effect res on Diene. Anytime a Soul Weaver, you're going to end up trying to go for bulk, speed, and effect res, and your speed is just dependent upon the other characters surrounding her. So mine, 261 is just how the gear I had left over ended up on her. The gear isn't anything crazy. By anything crazy, it's actually pretty overall low quality gear, but this Diene works perfect for me. So don't think you always have to have the best gear ever to make a character work. You just have to know where you want to use them. Okay, now the other thing with Diene, part of why she's pretty decent in just general PvE is her skill 2, puts up a barrier, which helps you stay alive, which also good for PvP, increases attack as well. And increased attack is just a super nice skill. The thing is, most of the time you will be using Tamarin for all your PvE stages, but for the right side boss in Nightmare Labyrinth, Diene is a pretty nice substitute character in for that. So that is the main spot that I used mine for quite a while. Now I have a different team I don't remember who exactly I use for it. It's been a while since I've done Nightmare Labyrinth, but she is a potential option to help you set up your initial team for a couple of the Nightmare Labyrinths. So, and then it also increases combat readiness. So the last thing I want to talk about is her exclusive equipments. With the exclusive equipments, you're going to have 3 different skills. Either has increased combat readiness, attack, or ally with the highest attack when you use Light of Judgment, which is her skill 1. It's an attack skill. It's okay. Whenever the caster has a buff, it's doubled. So getting a 10% CR push on your biggest damage dealing character not always bad, but not the value of the other ones. Increases the barrier strength one. I don't like that one too much either. The one I like the most is increase the combat readiness of all allies by 50% when using Blessings of the Goddess. So Blessing of the Goddess is going to be the skill 2. So that's the bad part, is if you are using Diene and you get debuffed on your team and you want to cleanse all the debuffs, then you're going to have to click skill 3 first. But even with doing so, it's okay. So now some other 4-star artifact options that you can do on her, really any of them work, but one of the better ones, Wondrous Potion Vial is okay. War's Origin will help you keep her alive, but Magahara's Tome can be really nice to cycle your Diene and get a ton of turns out of her. So this could be an additional really good artifact if you are lacking 5 stars. Other people I have seen, Guardian Ice Crystals is a limited artifact from the ReZero event. This gets used on her quite a bit, but I'm sure there's a bunch of different Dienes out there. Those of you guys that do use her a lot, let me know. I don't use her a ton, but I haven't really played a whole lot of RTA since her buff because I'm working on the new player account stuff, which is what it is. I will have more experience with her in the near future, especially on a new account once I get to like doing my Guild Wars and RTA on that new account, which will be probably about a week from now. So that's all I have for this video. Again, hopefully this helps you in your decision to pull her. Never feel like you have to pull a character. No character in Epic 7 is a must pull. You can go through the game PvE wise with just what they give you. And then if there's a character you like, you can summon on. But if you want to get into PvP and get into Guild Wars and climb Arena, I think Diene will help you a lot. And I don't think you'll be sad about pulling her because she is a limited character. But we will have Rinak coming soon. Rinak looked pretty good too. The thing is, as a new player, you can only do so many summons. So if you want a general support character, Diene's going to be great for you. If you want to try to save, and depending on the characters you have, maybe you feel like your support roles are good, you have other cleansers, other soul weaving characters, and you feel like your account's good in that spot, then maybe you want to summon on Rinak. But I will try to show off everything I can. I don't know if this video helped you make your decision at all. I'm not going to tell you yes or no, definitely pull this character, because they're good, but you can go without them if you want to save for something else. So thanks for watching. It's been Deity, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.